Ladies and gentlemen, connoisseurs of culture, and the heartbeat of the entertainment world, welcome back to the sanctuary of celebrity analysis. Welcome to Mr. Magazine. If you are seeking the superficial headlines that vanish like smoke in the wind, you are in the wrong place, but if you are here to uncover the souls behind the screens and the truth beneath the rumors, you have arrived at your destination. Before we embark on today's deep dive into one of the most enigmatic relationships in Turkish television history, I must ask you to pause for a mere second. If you value the depth and dedication we pour into every single narrative, please press that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay within our circle. For those of you who wish to become the true patrons of our art, the join button is waiting for you. Your exclusive support allows Mr. Magazine to continue unraveling these stories with the quality you deserve. Don't forget to like this video to help the algorithm find other truth seekers like us. Now, take a deep breath, and let us turn the page to a chapter that has kept millions guessing for years. In the vast, shifting sands of the Turkish entertainment industry, where stars rise with the morning sun and fade by twilight, there are certain constellations that burn with a permanence that defies the laws of the ephemeral. We are speaking, of course, of that rare, lightning-in-a-bottle alchemy that occurs when two performers do not merely act, but seemingly vibrate on the same ethereal frequency. Even after the curtains close and the studio lights dim for the final time, the shadows of their characters continue to dance in the collective memory of the audience. When we utter the names Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç, we are not simply referencing two talented individuals. We are invoking a phenomenon that redefined the romantic comedy genre in Turkey. For years, the mere juxtaposition of their names was enough to send tremors through social media, sparking trending topics that spanned continents. Their on-screen symbiosis was so potent, so visceral, that it blurred the rigid lines between fiction and reality for millions of viewers. They were the architects of a dreamscape where love was tumultuous yet inevitable, and their performance created a legacy that hangs over their subsequent careers like a gilded spectre. However, as is the nature of all great things, time moves inexorably forward, and the silence that settled between these two titans in the years following their collaboration began to breed a different kind of narrative. It was no longer a story of on-screen romance, but a mystery of off-screen distance. The question that has whispered through the corridors of gossip columns and echoed in the comment sections of fan forums is as persistent as it is intrusive. Has the bond broken? We have all seen the speculation, the theories that a great feud had severed ties, that professional jealousy had poisoned the well, or that a secret disagreement had erected an invisible wall between them. The audience, accustomed to the fairy tale, struggled to reconcile with the radio silence. But recently, a voice emerged from the quiet to shatter the glass house of rumors. Elçin Sangu, with the poise of a veteran and the honesty of a friend, stepped forward to address the elephant in the room, delivering a statement that was not just an answer, but a profound meditation on the nature of adult relationships. Before we analyze the groundbreaking words of Elçin Sangu, we must first understand the machinery that made such a statement necessary. Why is it that the public imagination so often defaults to conflict when faced with absence? In the high-stakes theater of celebrity culture, drama is the currency of the realm. It is far more lucrative for the tabloid press to paint a picture of animosity and betrayal than it is to describe the mundane, gradual drift of life. For years, headlines have tried to bait both actors, spinning webs of intrigue around the fact that they were rarely seen together. Why no photos, they asked. Why no joint interviews? The narrative was being crafted without the consent of the protagonists, driven by a hunger for sensation rather than truth. This unrelenting pressure is a crucible that breaks many friendships in the industry. The constant scrutiny can make even a casual silence feel like a deliberate slight. Yet, amidst this storm of he said, she said, the duo remained stoic. This silence, however, was often weaponized against them. In the void of information, speculation grows like weeds in an untended garden. Fans, driven by a nostalgic desire to see their favorite couple reunited, began to interpret the lack of interaction as a tragic falling out. It is a testament to the intensity of their past performance that the audience simply refused to believe that two people could drift apart without a catastrophic explosion. Let us pause here for a moment of reflection, my dear Mr. Magazine family. I want to ask you a question that touches on your own lives. Have you ever had a close friend or a colleague with whom you simply lost touch, not because of a fight, but because life took you in different directions. Does distance always mean the end of love? I am incredibly curious to hear your personal philosophies on this. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Your insights are the heartbeat of this channel. Into this whirlwind of speculation, Elçin Sangu cast a stone of clarity that sent ripples through the muddy waters of the magazine world. Her recent statement regarding her relationship with Barış Arduç was not merely a denial of rumors, it was a philosophical stance on the reality of human connection. When confronted with the inevitable questions about their alleged estrangement, her response was refreshingly devoid of the dramatic flair that usually characterizes such rebuttals. Although we don't see each other as often as before, we've never had any arguments. There has never been any failure between us, she declared. Let us dissect the anatomy of this phrase, for it contains layers of meaning that deserve to be unpacked. The use of the word failure is particularly striking. In relationships, we often view the cessation of constant contact as a failure of the bond. Sangu, however, reframes this narrative entirely. She suggests that the quality of a relationship is not measured by the frequency of meetings, but by the absence of malice and the preservation of respect. By stating that there is no animosity, she effectively neuters the tabloid narrative that thrives on conflict. She went further to explain the mechanics of their distance. Of course, time passes and busy schedules take their toll. Here, she strips away the glamour of the celebrity lifestyle to reveal the unvarnished truth of the profession. Acting, particularly in the grueling ecosystem of the Turkish television industry, is not a 9 to 5 endeavor. It is an all-consuming lifestyle that demands total surrender to the project at hand. When an actor is immersed in a role, they are often physically and emotionally sequestered from their previous life. Sangu's words are a reminder that actors are not static figures in a dollhouse, waiting to be paired up for our amusement. They are professionals navigating complex, exhausting careers that often require them to move between cities, sets, and psychological states. While Elçin Sangu provided the voice, we must not overlook the significance of Barış Arduç's role in this narrative. Known for his reserved nature and his distinct lack of desire to engage in public polemics, Arduç has maintained a dignified silence that speaks volumes. In a world where celebrities often rush to social media to air their grievances or clarify every minor misunderstanding, his steadfast refusal to feed the beast of gossip is a rare trait. This silence should not be mistaken for indifference. On the contrary, it aligns perfectly with the sentiments expressed by Sangu. By not engaging with the rumors of a feud, he deprived them of oxygen. His stance has always been one of a gentlemanly distance, a professional courtesy that respects the privacy of his former co-star as much as his own. When we view Sangu's statement through the lens of Arduç's character, we see a unified front. It is the unspoken agreement of two people who shared a significant chapter of their lives and have chosen to honor that chapter by not allowing it to be tarnished by petty public spats. Consider the pressure on Barış Arduç. Every project he undertakes is inevitably compared to his past success. Every female co-star is measured against the chemistry he shared with Sangu. To navigate this with such grace, never expressing frustration at the constant comparisons, is a testament to his professional integrity. It reinforces the idea that the bond they share is one of mutual respect, a cold peace perhaps, but a peace nonetheless, devoid of the jagged edges of resentment. What Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç are teaching us, and indeed, what Mr. Magazine wishes to highlight in this video, is a lesson in the evolution of friendship. In our youth, we often believe that friendship requires constant presence, that if we are not speaking every day, the bond is dissolving. However, as we mature, we come to understand that true connection is elastic. It can stretch across time and distance without snapping. The term estrangement has been thrown around carelessly by the press, used as a synonym for life happening. But Sangu's clarification, time and business separate us, corrects the dictionary of celebrity gossip. It distinguishes between a breakup and a divergence of paths. They are on parallel roads, climbing different mountains. Just because they are not walking hand in hand does not mean they are enemies. It simply means they are individuals. This perspective came as a soothing balm to the legions of fans who have spent years anxiously analyzing likes on Instagram and deciphering cryptic tweets. The realization that their favorite duo is not at war, but simply at work, has allowed the fandom to exhale. The comments flooding social media following the statement were not of disappointment, but of relief. "This is maturity," they wrote. "This is what real life looks like." It seems that the audience, too, has grown alongside the actors, ready to accept a reality that is less dramatic but far more authentic. We are diving deep into the psychology of fame today, and if you are enjoying this level of analysis, I must remind you that you can support the channel directly. By clicking the Join button, you become a producer of this content, ensuring that we can continue to bring you these high-quality narratives. And of course, checking that you are subscribed helps our community grow stronger every day. Now, we arrive at the question that lingers in the mind of every producer and viewer in the country. Does this statement mean we will never see them together again? Or does the absence of failure imply a potential for future success? Paradoxically, by admitting that they are distant but not hostile, Elçin Sangu has kept the door to a reunion wide open. If there were bad blood, if there were harsh words exchanged behind closed doors, the possibility of a joint project would be zero. Professional sets cannot function amidst personal toxicity. However, by confirming that the relationship is neutral and respectful, she has signaled to the industry that they are hireable as a pair. The emphasis on no animosity is a green light to casting directors. It says, "We are professionals." If the script is right, if the timing aligns, there is no personal vendetta that would prevent us from creating magic once again. In the unpredictable world of Turkish drama, where nostalgia is a powerful marketing tool, a reunion project is never off the table. But now we know that if it happens, it will be because the stars aligned professionally, not because they had to patch up a broken friendship. As we conclude this extensive exploration into the truth behind Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç, we are left with a sense of profound respect. In an industry that thrives on noise, they have chosen the quiet dignity of truth. They have shown us that it is possible to drift apart without falling out, to be distant without being cold, and to honor the past without being shackled by it. Elçin Sangu's words were not just a defense, they were a definition of professional adulthood. And Barış Arduç's silence was not an evasion, it was an affirmation. The story of their feud was a fiction written by others, the story of their respect is the reality they have written themselves. Now, I turn the microphone over to you, the brilliant audience of Mr. Magazine. Which other Turkish celebrities do you suspect are victims of false rumors? Who would you like us to investigate next with this level of detail? Perhaps a deep dive into the hidden world of another iconic duo? Let us know in the comments below, I read every single one of them. Please, do not forget to like this video if you appreciated the effort behind this script. Subscribe to Mr. Magazine to ensure you never miss the truth, and consider hitting that join button to support independent, high-quality celebrity journalism. Until the next scandal, until the next revelation, take care of yourselves and keep seeking the truth. Goodbye for now.